Hi guys, it's Lori. Today I want to talk again about manifesting. I had some stuff happen yesterday and a really good friend suddenly crossed over, so I haven't been able to do the group, but I'm hoping to get back to the group as soon as possible. Anyway, I do have the materials for the group. I'll send those out. We can talk about them later. But just a quick kind of rehash on manifesting. And I know a lot of people, people that I talk to every day, really don't quite get the grasp of it. And I get it. I remember when I was younger along my journey, and believe me, I'm still on my journey. Anybody who's still alive in the physical body is still on their journey. And even after that, when we cross over, we're still on a journey. But we're still at this level of the journey, I guess, as long as we're here. So I'm not implying that I'm further along than anybody or anything like that. So please don't misunderstand me. But I remember earlier in my journey, I went from, you know, a complete misunderstanding of God, judging from what I had been taught, how I grew up, what I had gone through, all of that kind of stuff, and a desperate longing for more, into the complete deception of it was really eclectic, my belief system then. Very eclectic. It was a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of Wicca, a little bit of Hinduism, a little bit of Buddhism, a little bit of New Age. It was like just eclectic. And I remember doing ritual after ritual after ritual after, manifesting tips and all this kind of stuff, but not quite grasping the truth. And as I came along on my journey and realized that the bottom line is we're all energy. Everything is energy. Everything runs at a certain frequency. Money, material things, people, relationships, every single thing in this physical realm is vibrating at some frequency, okay? And the basic bottom line, and it's real simple. It's not necessarily easy, believe me, because if it was easy, we'd all be, well beyond this point. And it cracks me up. Just as a side note, it cracks me up these people that are saying, we're collectively moving into the fifth dimension, or the fourth dimension. Some people say the fourth, some people say the fifth. The fourth dimension is time, by the way. But and we're rising above, and it's all love. And hello, have you looked around? That is so not true. I'm sorry to say it's not true. We as a people, collectively, I'm not saying individually, but collectively, have reversed our level of growth, spiritual wisdom, spiritual consciousness, versus catapulted forward, as like some of these teachers are saying. And if you listen really closely, many of the same teachers that are saying that are also the teachers that say there is no evil, it's all your perspective, everything is love. Sorry, don't buy it, okay? God is love, absolutely. Are we manifestations of God's love? Yes. But a lot of things happened in between the time of creation to now that brings us to a fallen place. We live in a fallen place. We're a fallen people. There is still spiritual law, and you know what a law means? A law, a spiritual law, or a law of physics, or what that means is it doesn't change. Okay, so it's not going to fail. It's going to be the same. Whether you do it, I do it, the guy down the street does it, the guru does it. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. So if you can know that, it works, and there is no judgment on it. It works no matter what, which is why we find ourselves manifesting the negative so often. Anyhow, that was kind of a side note. I'm sorry to get off target, but basically the bottom line is this. get a relationship with God and trust Him, okay? And trust that He's not some tyrant in the sky looking at you under a mic, kind of like an ant under a microscope in the sun. Like, He's not doing that, okay? He's not saying, geez, let's see how much Lori can take today. Is she going crazy? Yeah, I got 20 that she's going to go nuts. And St. Peter's over there going, nope, I got 50 that she's going to make it through. You know, no, 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 no. Although sometimes it feels that way. It's a matter of trust. It's a matter of knowing the law and knowing that the law is not going to fail no matter what. So I have a choice here. My choice is to let it go and believe for the best possible outcome, or hang on, keep trying to make things happen, keep trying to take control, and keep messing it up. You know? Now, you're not always going to mess it up. I mean, there may be times when you do exactly what you think you should do, and it all works out. And you've got the successful business or whatever, but do you have the peace? Do you have the peace that only God provides, you know? And sometimes there's going to be like times when you go, okay, I know this is going to happen and this is what I desire and I know it's coming, and then God sets it up and you can see all these different signs and you still insist on doing it your way and it didn't come out precisely the way you wanted it to, so you go, oh yeah, this doesn't work, you know? That's why we have to keep ourselves in check. We have to watch our motives. Stay in gratitude. Watch your motive. Watch your beliefs. Are you truly letting it go? Okay? That being said, there's different, tricks and rituals and things we can do, but don't get caught up too much in the ritual. Remember, a ritual is just a ritual. Many of the things that we do to manifest, we're just doing to keep the mind focused. So, okay, just let me explain really quickly because I don't want this to be a long video, but we have so theta and beta, I think, are what they're called, but when you're in theta mode, it's kind of like when you're falling asleep, or just waking up in that in between time. You are totally susceptible to, your subconscious mind is open. It's like a sponge. It's picking up on whatever. That's why a lot of people will listen to hypnosis tapes at that time, or during hypnosis, they try to get you to that point so that it just soaks it up. And the subconscious mind is not creative. It just takes in information. It's kind of like the hard drive on your computer, right? It's our hard drive on our computer. It just takes in the information. It doesn't judge the information. It doesn't evaluate the information. It doesn't know the difference between sarcasm and a joke and something desperately wanted, okay? And then we have the conscious mind, which is, where our intellect is, where we are creative, where we think things through, that kind of thing. And we have our emotions, which also add energy to whatever we're putting out there, okay? So do you know a child from the time of conception to the time of, I think it's 7 years old, is completely in theta mode? They are just little sponges, okay? They don't... Have you ever noticed that a child... I mean, I know they ask the why, especially around 3 and 4. But they're really just soaking up whatever you tell them. You could tell them some outlandish story, and if they trust who's telling them, they'll just believe it, okay? We are shaping who they're going to be in those formidable years, okay? Now, before you start beating yourself up and go, oh my goodness, what have I done? Which is what I did when I first learned that. It's just know now how important that is, okay? So what we're doing from conception to 7 years old, what we learn in that time, what we soak in that time through our experiences, through what we've been taught, through things we've been told, through what we see, what we hear, it's our perception of ourselves. It's our perception of how things work. So it molds your subconscious mind, okay? That's why people talk about rewriting your story and that kind of thing, because you have to almost deprogram and reprogram your subconscious mind, which can be done, absolutely can be done. A habit can be formed in 7 days, so... You just have to like reprogram. But and that's why we do little things like rituals and that sort of thing. Um, so speaking of rituals, one thing that I'm going to talk about in my group next is a vision board or something along that line, and also a prayer board. Okay, two different things. A prayer board is to be put up, like a cork board or something like that, to be put up in a special place where you go to be alone, where it's private, where it's yours. You can make it all about God. You can make it all about, gratitude. Fill it with gratitude, with love, with that kind of thing. It can be a closet, it can be a corner of a room, whatever. And put up like a corkboard or something, and then you can post your prayers there. Um, Knowing that once they're posted up, they're happening. A vision board's a little bit different. What you do is you take either a piece of poster board or some people do it in picture frames. That's kind of a neat idea because then you can do it however creatively you want. You can save it, hang it up, whatever. But your vision board's going to change. So a lot of people, I always make them just on pieces of construction paper or poster board because they're going to change over time. So, and what you do is you go, in newspapers, magazines, you can write stuff on it, you can put pictures on it, and you find stuff, material stuff of this world that you want. If you want a relationship, find pictures of couples being in love or romantic vacations, a wedding dress, whatever the case may be. If you want that brand new car, what kind of car do you want? What color do you want? Cut out a picture of it and post it on there. You can write phrases, you can, put affirmations, that kind of stuff. And while you're doing it, envision that being you. Like jump into your board, and the reason we do, and then hang it up somewhere where you'll see it, like regularly. And the reason why we do these things, like I said, the vision board in itself doesn't make it happen. The prayer cork board in itself doesn't make it happen. It's the energy that you're putting into it. See, because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between your imagination and what's really happening. Okay? So it's like a matter of like reprogramming yourself. So bottom line is, do you trust God? Are you letting go, or are you trying to control everything? Because honestly, the more you let go, has that ever happened to you? You're really worried about something, and then finally you come to the end of yourself, you come to the end of your rope, and you're like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. I don't care. I can't do anything. I can't do this. I don't care. And as soon as you do that, almost immediately something good happens. It comes to pass. It's because you've let it go. You've got to take the path of least resistance. You've got to get into the flow and the alignment of what it is that you want. All right, that's it. I made it real quick. It's even longer than I wanted it to be. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you soon. Listen, I'm doing the monthly forecasts and stuff like that. I am trying to raise money again. Summertime starts up a whole new, all the ministries are starting up again. The weather change, people like in tent cities and stuff have to move around now because a lot of times they're getting, kicked out of where they are if they live outside or whatever. With the kids being home from school, expenses change for single mothers or other people or single parents and other people in poverty situations. They got to buy more food. They got to pay for more things. Summer clothes need to be bought for children. There's a whole lot of stuff that happens now with the season change. You would think, winter's worse, but not necessarily. So donations help, seriously. If you guys could, lend a hand or do the monthly memberships, if you want to know what they are and you haven't seen what I posted before, give me a shout out. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm not going to go into detail. If you want to message me privately and find out what's going on, I'll definitely let you know. But, just any help. Every donation, even if it's 50 cents, a dollar, whatever it is, if you could give up your morning coffee, what's that, $2-3? and donate that, for a week or whatever, that would be perfect. Whatever, or nothing, whatever. Just kind of keep that in mind. You know what? Whether it's me or whether it's somebody else, whatever, just, go to your comfort level and then give just a little bit more. And you'll see it makes a difference in your life. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.